Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to show you how to make Kashmiri tahar or yellow rice. I'll be showing you how to make plain tahar and Koker tahar or chicken tahri as well. Tahri is part of many cuisines and in each cuisine it has a different way to cook. For us Kashmiris, it's more of a nostalgic feeling. It brings back millions of childhood memories. It's a mild rice dish prepared as a token of thanks or a desire to fulfill a wish, and it's a ritual in many households to prepare tahar or tahri on Fridays and distribute among neighbors and passersby. It's prepared separately or with chicken known as Koker tahar. I'll be showing you each of them. So let's get started. Before moving to recipe, I would like to mention that I have a Kashmiri and Urdu channel. Do check them out. I'll be leaving a link in the description box, or you can check under channel tabs ZoonDaeb Kashmiri or ZoonDaeb Urdu. For making tahri, I have taken 2 cups of rice. I have used the measuring cup for the rice, and salt around 1 teaspoon. You can choose to add salt later also, and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. I'm going to cook this in rice cooker, so I have washed it and I have used this measuring cup, and for 2 cups of rice I have added around 3.5 cup of water. Otherwise I use for 1 cup I use 2, but for tahri I'm using less. And then I'm using salt and turmeric powder. So these are the 2 things that we need to add here. You can skip salt here, you can add it later also, but I like it this way. This way the rice also becomes salty, gets the taste of salt. So I'll mix it and let it cook. So you can cook the way you cook rice, so same way, just that you have to add turmeric and salt. Later for flavoring and garnishing we'll be using onions. So I have taken around 3 onions. I have sliced them thinly, that we need to fry, or you can use shallots or prawn if you have. And mustard oil around 1 cup I'm going to use. We have to be a little generous with using oil in tahri. So only these ingredients we need if we just want to cook tahri. But if we have to cook Koker tahri or chicken tahri, so for that we need chicken also. So I have taken around 750 grams of chicken. You can choose according to if you want to take more chicken or less. Then I have taken salt around 1 teaspoon or according to your taste. Ginger garlic paste 1 teaspoon. Turmeric powder half a teaspoon. Chili powder half a teaspoon. It's very mildly flavored with chili, so these chilies are not very hot. I'm using half a teaspoon, and 2 tablespoons of oil, and onion sliced around 1 big onion. And then the other spices include 1 teaspoon of fennel seed powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 cinnamon stick, 5 to 6 green cardamoms, cloves, 2 black cardamoms, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, and half a teaspoon of ginger powder. Now this is an additional step that I'm doing. You can skip this step. So I have heated up the water, and I have added chicken to it. Then I'm adding half of the turmeric powder to it and half of the salt, and I'll be adding 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, and we will bring it to boil. You can skip this step, you can simply start cooking the chicken, but I like to do it this way. So here, once it starts, I'll bring it to boil, and I'll boil it for a few boils. Then I'll turn off the flame. And now I have heated up 2 tablespoons of oil and added ginger garlic paste. Mix it properly, fry it properly. Once it's fried properly, then I'll be adding onions. Give them a mix. And then I'll be adding all the whole spices: cumin seed, black cardamom, green cardamom, cloves, cinnamon. And I'm not adding yet ground spices: fennel seed powder, cardamom powder, and ginger powder. So we'll fry them properly together. You can use cooker also if you want. You can cook in the cooker also, but I'm not using cooker. Once these onions are fried properly, we'll be adding chicken to it. Here you have to keep heat less so that the chicken won't burn and it will get fried properly. So you have to keep medium flame here, medium to low. We have to let it fry properly. So once it's fried properly, I'll be adding other spices to it. I'll be adding turmeric powder, ginger powder, coriander powder and fennel seed powder. I have already added turmeric in rice also and earlier while I was boiling this. So I will be adding the remaining turmeric powder and chili powder. You can make it a little spicy also if you wish. You can add more chilies, but this is very mildly spicy because I'm adding very less chili, just half a teaspoon, and that too is not very hot. Now I'll be adding water to it, and I'm using the chicken stock in which I boiled chicken. I'm not going to discard that, so I'll be adding around 2 cups of chicken stock, and I will cover it and let it cook. So we have to make it slightly dry. We don't have to keep gravy, lot of gravy, and this chicken should be also cooked. And you can use cooker also at this stage, so you can cook it up to 2 or 3 whistles. Meanwhile, I have heated up mustard oil. Mustard oil is used to make tahri. You can choose other oils also, but traditionally mustard oil is used, or you can use ghee also. So then I'm frying these onions. We have to deep fry them. They should be crispy. Then I have to spread them on a plate so that they will become crispy. If you have prawn or shallots, you can use that also, but I'm using onions, so I'll fry all of them. And you have to make sure the mustard oil should reach the smoke point so that it doesn't smell later. So I'll fry all the onions. Fry all the onions in batch and spread them on a plate so that they will become crispy. And we'll be using this oil later. All the onions are fried properly. Now I'll check on the chicken. We need to keep checking on the chicken so that it's not overdone. So for first 20 minutes I had kept it on low flame. So if you are cooking in the cooker, you can just cook it up to 2 or 3 whistles, and at this stage you can check the salt also. Then again I'm keeping it on low flame. After again on low flame for 5 minutes, I'll check on it. So here you can see gravy is also thick, so at this stage I'll keep high flame because we don't need lot of gravy for this. We have to use oil also. Again for around 5 to 7 minutes on high flame, then I will turn off the flame. I'll turn off the flame and let it settle down for some time. So it's slightly cold and we can handle it. Now everything is ready. Rice is also ready. Here you can see it's ready, and oil in which I fried onions. This is the oil. With oil we have to be a little generous. You can choose to add more oil also. And this is the rice. Here you can see it's not mushy also. That's why I had added slightly less water. And these are the onions. So for making plain tahri, these are the ingredients that we use, and salt if you feel that salt needs to be adjusted. And for chicken tahri we are using chicken extra. That's the only difference. And it's done this way that we cook all the things and then we mix them. And oil has to be hot. It doesn't have to be cold, it has to be hot, but it should be that hot that we can handle it with hands because it's normally mixed with hands. So here I have taken a portion of this yellow rice or tahri, and I'm adjusting the salt. Salt you need to check. If you have not added earlier, you can add more salt here. Then I'm adding hot oil. I will add around 2 or 3 big ladles of oil here, big spoon of hot oil. Then I'll mix it, give it a good mix. With oil, I'll again mention we have to be a little generous, but you can choose according to your taste how much oil you want, because oil used to be on our hands after we used to eat tahri with our hands, so I'll use this, so it has to be like that. And then I'm adding fried onions. Mix properly. Then the tahri is ready. Traditionally it's done with hands, so I'm using a spoon or spatula to mix it. So here the tahri is ready. It brings back millions of memories. It's served like this only among neighbors or any passerby or any occasion that we are going to make it on. Now moving to chicken tahri, to another portion, I'm again adding oil and salt. You have to adjust here, but here for salt you have to be careful because we are adding chicken to it. Chicken is also, we add salt to chicken also. Then I'll be adding chicken pieces, and here you can see the gravy of chicken also. It's very less, it's almost dry chicken. So here you can see I have added the chicken, and I have added the gravy also. Gravy is already thick, so small portion of gravy I have added, and I have added fried onions also, and then I'll be mixing it. So I'm kind of breaking the chicken into small pieces and then mixing it. You can choose to keep the chicken like that only, but this way it is really good. It gets properly mixed, and I'm removing the bones if I find any. And meanwhile you can adjust salt also here at this stage, and oil also. You have to be generous with oil in tahri. You can prefer to keep chicken pieces as they are, but this way it gives a very good taste, and that mixing of small amount of gravy also, it gives a very good taste. So here our chicken tahri is ready. So the only extra step that we are doing with chicken tahri is that we are adding chicken pieces to it and small amount of gravy. Rest the tahri recipe remains same. For garnishing I have used some fried onions and some chicken pieces. Chicken tahri is a real surprise if you haven't tried it yet. It turns really good. The flavors, everything is amazing. Give it a try and let me know in comments how it turns. And do tell me which one do you like, the chicken tahri or the plain tahri. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.